Hey, what's up? This is George Shamoun, and in this tutorial, I'm gonna go over an example of using JavaScript. I started to learn coding HTML, CSS, and now I started with JavaScript. And I am a beginner myself, but every time I make a tutorial, uh, it proves to me that I'm learning it. So in this video, I'm gonna go over the mouse event, and I'm gonna share my screen here. So let me see this one here. Share. Okay. So the example I'm using is I already did it, but I'm gonna explain it, and I'm gonna show you the code. And let me just make sure my audio is working. So let's see. Yeah, okay. So all right. So what I'm gonna use, I've been using Visual Studio Code. It's a code editor, and it's right here. The example I'm gonna show you, I already added the codes a few days ago, and you can see it on my website too. If you go to my website, I'll show you the codes in a minute, but if you go to my website, you can see it. If you go over top navigation, you go to HTML, CSS, you hover over it, and you go down and they click. There's two examples now so far. I'm going to be adding more. And if you click on JavaScript example 2, mouse click, change box size, this is what I'm going to show you now. And this is the effect. So if you look at it, there's three boxes. And those three boxes right now is showing you the effect of HTML and CSS, the style and the shape. Now JavaScript will it responds to an event. So an event of clicking this mouth, and that's the way I did it. If I click on the middle box here, the second box, it's gonna change color and size, and then it's gonna rotate. So I'm gonna show you. So moving over the box, it's gonna expand it and make it change the color to blue. And when I move the mouse away from it, it's gonna rotate and change color. So if I move the mouse away, it will change and make. This is the effect of JavaScript, and the mouse click event, and the mouse move in and out. So so that's the one, and I'm gonna show you the codes now. So okay, so first I'm gonna go to the basically you go through the HTML, CSS. I mean the HTML file. So I'm gonna go over, and I have the live server extension installed in Visual Studio Code. And if you're not familiar with the Visual Studio Code, let me know so I can make another tutorial just how to use Visual Studio Code. It's a code editor, and it's for free, and it can run on Windows, Mac, and Linux. So the live server extension will simulate as if your web page is on a website on the internet someplace, but it's going to show it locally on your machine here. So it's going to use, I'll show you in 1 minute. It's going to use this address 127.0.0.1 port 5500, and this is your local machine. So basically this is how it's going to look on a website, and it's how it's going to behave, but it's on your machine now. The only difference will be when you upload it to the website, like my website where I uploaded it. It's going to have different URL here. So let's look at the code. And so the first thing you're gonna do when you're trying to use JavaScript, it's gonna be used with HTML, CSS. So first, you start with your HTML file, and with this HTML file, you can stop with the boilerplate. This is common, like you just hit exclamation mark and enter or tab. I think either enter or tab, and it will generate the top portion here. And this is a boilerplate. It's used on every web page. And then I added the style sheet in a header, in the head section, which is link rel style sheet href. And then you type here the name or the address of your style sheet, which is this one here. And since they are in the same folder, I didn't have to use any prefixes here. And then you go down. This is the body here, and it's a very simple web page. I did it. Uh, it wasn't for the. It was only done for the intention of showing you the JavaScript effect when you click the mouse. So that's why I made it so simple. Just like three boxes, and each box has different style, and uh, and I had in each box a note 11, 22, 33, and then the box 1, box 2, box 3. So, and then at the end of so basically you add the style sheet to your HTML file, and also you add the JavaScript to your HTML file, and this is how you embed the HTML, CSS, the CSS on the top in the head section, and you embed the JavaScript file in a script uh, element, and you put it like all the way down right before the body tag. So basically, the way we add JavaScript at the end, because you want to let because the code is run from the top all the way to the bottom. So if you add this to the top, it may run it before other codes are loaded, which you don't want. Uh, so that's what it is now. That's how it looks like. Let's look at so we looked at the HTML that you're looking at now. We're going to look at the CSS file. So if you go to the CSS file, you can see that this is for styling the width, the size, the specifying the width, the size, the color, the background color, etc. And each example is similar, but I can go over the first one. And so box 1 here, the styling is the width 25% of the page of the window, height 100 pixel, and the color is blue. And as you can see it here, let me just show you how it looks like. So, and then the border style is dotted. That's the border here. It says it's dotted, and it's thick, 5 pixel thick, and it's black in color. So all of these are here. And then the margin from the top here is 5% of the page. And then the margin left is 30% of the page here. It's 30%. So also the other ones are similar, but they have different sizes, but they are similar, just changing the values of each property. And now, and if you notice each one here, it says pound box 1, pound box 2, because I gave in the HTML, I gave the div an ID of box 1, box 2, box 3. So you'll use in the CSS file pound, and then the name, the ID, which is box 1 in this case, and then box 2, etc. So if you go here, so this is the HTML and CSS, and that's what it gives you. It gives you this style here. Now let's see the JavaScript file, which is this one. And the JavaScript, I've been studying JavaScript for a while now, and it's very difficult. I mean, uh, it's easier compared to other programming and scripting languages, but still it's not easy. I don't find it easy for the first time if you're getting into code. But you gotta take your time, and I found out the best way to learn it is to make your own tutorial and make them simple. So like this one, like what I'm making now. So if you take courses, which you should take a course, I'm taking a course now, online course, and I got a book, and then I look on the internet, but uh, you should try it yourself too. This is the best way to learn. And what's a good way, what I'm finding out, if you create your own tutorials, your own, because think of one, just like I thought of those two. This is the second example now. So I thought like I want to create a page with three boxes, and with the mouse click or hover, I want the box to change color and change size. Then I want it to rotate. So this is an example of how to use JavaScript using the mouse click and mouse hovering. So I did this tutorial, and when you find that it's working out for you, and you don't have any issues, or you face some issues and you fix them, then you'll get some good feedback that you're learning it. So let's look at this code here. So I just wrote a note on the top. I think it needs an asterisk here. Let me see. Asterisk. Okay, yep. So this is the note here. This changes to one background color on mouse move over element change this such and that, and I'll show you what it does. Uh, So actually, this one is a mouse move, not the click, mouse move. So basically, I'm moving the mouse in over the box. It does something, then I'll move the box away, and it's gonna change something else in that box. So let's look at it how I constructed this code here. So first, you look on the top. So I am after uh, working on box two. So it's gonna be about box two. So on the top, I had var space my container two equal document dot get element by ID box two. So uh, it will help if you know some of the basic JavaScript, like the elements and the data type, uh, just the basic stuff. It will help you with this tutorial. If not, that's okay. I'll just go over it, and you still can get some benefits out of it. So in JavaScript, basically you're manipulating the DOM, the document object model, and you're manipulating elements in a HTML document. So basically, and to manipulate and make changes to the DOM, you have to assign a variable, like you have to select certain elements based on certain criteria, and in this criteria I'm using the ID of the element, and then you assign a variable to it. Basically you select it, and you start from the top level element, which is of the DOM, which is the document, and then dot, you access the method you want to get that element. It says get element by ID, and between parentheses and single quotation you add the box one. Basically you're looking after the you want to select this one here, this box two here. This is the ID box two. Let's go back to the JavaScript now. When after you assign a variable and you select that element you want to manipulate, there should be a function that will respond to the event you want to do. In this case, it's the mouse hover, but we'll talk about it later on in a code. So the function is, so what I want to do, so I selected basically the box one, and I want the function, this function to be run when I do certain event, and the event will be the mouse that I will cover later on. So let's look at the function. So the function is, that's the format of the function, the syntax. So function space, and then you give it a name. I gave it a name, CL or CLOR1, and then between parentheses, then you open the braces and you enter what you want the function to do. And in this case, I want my container to become blue in the background. So I want to change the style of the background and make it blue. And this is how you write it. My container dot to, and that's we specified here. This way I don't have to mention box2 anymore because it's assigned my container to variable. So my container to dot style to access the style, then dot background color. That's how you access the background color, equal blue. So you want it to be blue, to be changed when this function is run. And then the second statement is my container to dot style width equal 50%. So you want the width to change to 50% of the window of the viewport. So in this case, it's gonna expand because the original one is smaller than 50%. Now, there's another function. Let me just see. Okay, so and then what I'm gonna do, this is my event, the event I'm gonna try. It says my container dot to dot on mouse over. This is the the event I want to use. Okay, equal chgclor1. So basically what I'm saying, I want to attach I want to attach my container to, which is the box2 here. I want to attach to it the event on mouse over. It means when I move the mouse over that box, and what I wanted to do, I wanted to change the color one, use this function, and this function, when it's accessed, it's gonna run those two. Basically it will change the color to blue, and it will expand 50% size of the box. So this is the first one, the first event on mouse over. So basically when I move the mouse over the box, initially it's gonna do this. It's gonna change the color to blue, and it's gonna expand to 50%. Now, the second function I have here, function change color to, I should have given it different name, but that's okay. So the second function, what it does, so it's a similar format from the top one, but I just changed the some of the style, and so the style is red. This function change the back color ground, and then what it does, it's gonna, the style will transform, and the transformation will be a rotation 30 degrees. So it's going to rotate 30 degrees. It's going to rotate this way 30 degrees. This is the function, and this function is run when I do this mouse leave, when my mouse will leave the box. So basically I'm attaching the box one element to this event, the mouse leave, and it's going to do the change color to, which is this one, and that it will run change the red and rotate the 30 degrees. So basically, again, let me read it again for you. All of this code, what it does, when I move the mouse over the box initially, the box will change to blue, and it's going to expand to 50% of the viewport. And the second function here, it's gonna run the second event, it's gonna be the mouse leave. And when the mouse leaves, it's gonna cause the background color to turn red. And then at the same time, it's gonna rotate 30 degrees clockwise. So let me show you now what I'm talking about. If you look here, so this code, JavaScript, in conjunction with the HTML and CSS, it's gonna cause, like I said, moving this mouse over now, it's gonna make it blue and 50% bigger. So let me move it over. You see, it became blue and it expanded 50% of the viewport of the page. And now I'm gonna move it, mouse leave. When the mouse leaves, it's gonna run this function and the function will turn it red, and at the same time it will rotate it 30 degrees. So I'm gonna let the mouse leave and you'll see it rotating, and the color red, it's changing to red and then it's rotating this way. Take a look now. I'm gonna move the mouse away, and that's what happened. So this is the effect of this function. So this is an example of JavaScript where you're moving the mouse, you're hovering the mouse over a box and what it does, and it shows you the two events: the mouse over and then the mouse leave, and that's what's gonna happen. So I'll be making more tutorials of with about JavaScript, like similar to this one, like events and what it does on a page. This is the second one. I made one a week ago, I think. So it's gonna be in a playlist. So make sure you watch every single one of them so you get the maximum benefit out of it. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and give me submit your questions or comment. I will answer you within 24 hours. I'll be on the lookout for your questions so I can help you. And again, I am learning this. I am new, so I'm not an expert. But if you're starting new, I can show you how to learn easily the way I'm learning now. Again, this is Josh Shamoun, and I want to invite you to visit my website here and right here. Actually, it's in a box in the description box, but go to georgekcwebservices.com, and if you hover over here, the HTML, CSS, it will show you those examples I have. This is the first example, and this is the second example, and you can try them on a page. They work on a page. So basically this is on the internet now. You can try it yourself, and also make sure you join my email list. This way you'll be updated with future videos and live streams, and the first welcome message you get, you gonna get the codes, one of those codes, and you can download it to your machine and you can try it on your computer. Just download Visual Studio Code or any other uh, code editor, and you can do what I did, and you can make manipulation and change it to see how it works. Thank you. All right, and stream and